make it this afternoon because they're at a lecture or have another engagement, will be able to view the presentation at a time convenient to them. Or for those that are viewing it and then want to go back and have a look, that they're able to do that. So without anything further, I'll hand over to you, Yekti. Thank you again.
Kia ora. Thank you so much, Chris, and also Aaron from the University of Canterbury for having us today. So, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora. My name is Yekti Crow, and my pronouns is she or her. I am Student Experience Manager here at Summer of Tech, and I'm very excited to talk to you about our program, what's happening in 2022, and how you can use our program as a pathway to enter the tech industry in Aotearoa. So today I'm not alone. I will be joined by 4 wonderful Summer of Tech and UOC alumni who have landed their first jobs in tech, and that will be able to share some tips and their stories with you. So feel free to ask them the questions in the second half of the session. Cool. So first of all, we would like to say thank you to our amazing sponsors and also partners. For 2022, we wouldn't be able to run our program without them. And so thank you. So I just want to have a little bit of a roll call, actually. If any of you here have heard about Summer of Tech, could you do some kind of reactions? Maybe a thumbs up, hands up. Awesome. Thank you, Sam. Cool. Great. So some of you, well, of course, Daniela, thanks. So some of you have heard about us and some of you have not. So Summer of Tech, we are a charity, so we are non-for-profit. Our program has been run for 16 years, and originally we were established in Wellington, but now our program reached out all over the country in New Zealand. So Summer of Tech is here to actually help you solve the problem that everyone starting a new career or changing a career path faces, especially in the tech industry, because there is this kind of like conundrum that how to get an experience if you don't have a job, and how do you get a job if you don't have experience. So Summer of Tech was born because of that, because we want to help you, students and graduates, to break that cycle. And our program is run by employers and volunteers from the Aotearoa tech industry who want to help you get work ready so you can hit the ground running with your tech career. So we connect you to paid jobs and internships. So we're basically like a job marketplace where employers from all around New Zealand will post their internships starting now. And when you have a live profile on our website, you can apply for those jobs. And last year alone, during the pandemic that is still happening right now, we are so grateful to be able to place more than 470 roles in tech all over Aotearoa, and there's all paid jobs. What makes Summer of Tech a little bit different than other recruitment platform is that because we are a charity, our charitable purpose is to actually help candidates to be more career ready. So that's why we also have the employer engagement team that works with the employer on the other side and ask the employers to commit on the mentorship and supporting you into your role. They are specifically looking to hire interns or graduate, and they understand that they will have to provide you on the job training and guidance to help you succeed. And even though you'll be learning, you'll be earning and contributing valuable work too. So because finding your first job in the tech industry can be challenging, I think some of you might have heard that there is a shortage of entry-level roles in New Zealand and around the world. And a lot of students and grads actually say that it's quite tough to connect with local companies because most of them say that they want seniors or someone who has more expertise. But we're here to help you understand what you need to do to get hired, to show off your potential. And as I mentioned, we also work in the employer side on what is the important for them to invest in growing their junior talent pipeline. Our goal here is to help you get the opportunity and make the most of it to kickstart your career. just to give you a little bit of idea of the breadth of our coverage from last year. So yeah, so most of our roles are still in Wellington and Auckland, and there are 17 roles based in Christchurch last year. So hopefully we are trying so hard to get the regional employers on board and to recruit and hire more students. So in our program, we're still quite competitive, but we makes it very easy for you to actually connect with the employers, which I will talk about later on. So all of the opportunities in our platforms is all paid, right? So this is also part of our mission in making a supportive and inclusive tech industry in Aotearoa, is that we advise companies to pay their interns and graduates a living wage and not a minimum wage. And this living wage changes every year. So this year is going to be increased to $23.65 per hour by September, and this is the benchmark that we're advising to employers. Well, obviously in the grad area here, there is a big jump, because some of the companies who are recruiting for graduates, they are looking for specific skills level and experience. Hence, there is a big range of salary. A little bit more at insights. So we are also trying to do our best to support students who come from underrepresented groups. This includes international students, career changers, mature students, and also people who do not identify as male, because the ratio in New Zealand, people who are actually working in the IT or technology industry, only 27% of the people are actually identifying as non-male. So we are doing everything that we could to reduce unconscious bias from the employer side when it comes to hiring their candidates through our platforms. So we are also adapting with the demands of the employers, and so we're offering fully remote roles as part of the job types on our platforms. Cool. So where we are right now in our program. So our program has been running on full swing, and we have 57 employer organizations have come on board, and we have 83 available roles right now. This include internships and also graduate roles. So if you're looking for opportunities right now, so I would suggest that you start thinking about Summer of Tech now and get connected with those employers and apply for the roles. So we also run industry-led boot camps and student events, which I will get to you a lot later. So we also put a lot of resources, including Summer of Tech CV Builder Pack. So the Builder Pack is kind of like to help you if you're not really sure where to start your CV. So we put together some example if you want to be a software developer, if you want to be a designer, or if you want to be a analytics or a data or business type of person. So yeah, we'll be able to share all of those links with you. And this is just a breakdown of the roles based on 2021 recruitment season last year. As you can see, developer and software engineers still make up majority of our role, but it significantly changes in terms of the ratio. If you ask me like 5 years ago, I think dev and software engineer makes up around 80% of Summer of Tech roles, but now there are a lot more diversity of role in tech, and especially around business and insights analytics, there are a lot more demands on the employers. Cool. So summer internships are usually happening in the summer, obviously, mid-November to mid-February, and you will be working full-time. They're paid, and you will be getting an employment contract, and you'll do real work and supported and mentored at our employer organizations. And this is the first thing that you need to do to actually join our program, is to register as student at summeroftech.co.nz. And a little bit about the eligibility here for you. So we are committed to supporting the diverse tech students in Aotearoa. So any students from any major, as long as you're enrolled to, recently graduated from New Zealand's tertiary institution, you can join our program. So regardless of what you're studying, if you have an interest in exploring a career in tech, we welcome you. If you're international students, we welcome you as well, as long as you can provide a proof of work and living in Aotearoa. So that would be very important for our employer. So for example, if you are graduating this year, so you are welcome to join our program up until 2024. So if you have any friends, any whānau looking for opportunities in tech and they graduated, now is a really good time. As I mentioned, we have more than 80 roles available and they can start between now and at the end of the year. Cool. So then you'll need to complete your profile and you can check out our boot camps and events. So this is how the profile on the Summer of Tech will look like. So it's basically just like, I don't know, a combination of Facebook and LinkedIn, but it has more thorough information about who you are as a person. It has your skills, it got your blurb, and most importantly, your CV. And if you are attending any of the events that we have, you will be there will be like a report of your attendance as well. Sometimes employers look into it as a way to see whether a person or a student is actually investing time in themselves, in connecting with the industry and something like that. So what's really different about Summer of Tech is, once you create a profile, we do not immediately approve your profile. It's because we want to make sure that all of the information that you put in there is very strong and it will help you in your journey. For example, if in your blurb you just say, hi, I'm a second year University of Canterbury and wanting to find internship, that is not going to help you because it doesn't really say about who you are and your interest and your passion and what specific role that you have. So rather you can say something, I am I'm a tech enthusiast. I'm really interested in becoming a full stack developer and I'm taking a lot of courses in my university and doing a lot of projects. So something like that. So we give you all those review and feedback process for free. And so when your profile is live and employers can see it, it's already in a very good standing, because remember, usually employers will only spend 1 minute to look at a profile, and if it's not in a good stance, then there might not be a second chance for them to look at your profile again. So that's the kind of support that we are suggesting, that we're giving. And so boot camps is what we call our student events that are run by our employers and industry volunteers. So the purpose of the boot camps is for you to actually learn the skills that employers want, because then you will understand what a role will look like and what kind of skills that require for you to be able to succeed on the role. And it is a really good opportunity for you to connect with the industry volunteers and professionals who are actually, a lot of them are hiring managers from the employers that we have. So it's a really good chance for you to actually talk to them and connect and actually impress them. And we have so many different type of boot camps. For example, we have a big range of both career stuff and also technical stuff. In the technical stuff, we divide it into 3 different buckets. So like code and design and also analytics. So a lot of the time when we're talking to candidates, which I think the alumni will cover really well later on during the panel, is that candidates always want to focus on the technical skills. But when we're talking to the employers are saying, we want someone who can actually communicate clearly and work with other people in the team. So core skills is what employers are looking for. Your technical skills is really good to have, but then again, technical stuff can be taught while you are on the job. So more into that in the panel. This is just a little bit of an idea of the impact that we get. And if you're wondering how we put together our bootcamp program, it's because every year after end of the year of the recruitment season, we run a statistic on what kind of skills that employers are looking for. Feel free to grab any of this, and I think this is also recorded, so you can have the information from Chris or Aaron, but this is the top 15 skills if you want to be developers. So we try to summarize all of these skills and use it as a guideline for us to put together the bootcamp program for next year's. So that way, for next year, for this year, for example, then you will be able to come to some of this bootcamp, and you're not going to be an expert, but at least you can talk about a topic to the potential employers that you want to work for. Of course, this is the design and also the digital marketing skills, and engineering, and also DevOps. Just want to quickly brush it off. Cool. And the top 10 core skills is definitely problem solving, agile, verbal communications, teamwork, and adaptability, and also resilience. How easy is it for you to adjust to different changes? How easy for you to deal with uncertainties and ambiguity. So all of the stuff that employers actually talk about. So what about our recruitment? So 2020, we actually, okay, let's step back from last year, actually. We have had a lot of demand for graduate roles from employers in Aotearoa, which signals a very, very promising growth in the industry. And this year, we're trialing multiple recruitment seasons to help you meet your potential employers earlier. So traditionally, Summer of Tech only run our recruitment season in bulk in September, but this year we're running 3 seasons. So the first one in March already had happened, and we placed around 15 roles. So the next one that is coming up is meet and greet on the 15th of June. So this is our key recruitment events. And I think I have just gotten a confirmation from the employers team. We are expecting around 20 employer organizations to be recruiting in June. So hopefully there will be at least 24 roles or so in June. So if you are available and looking for this opportunity, please have that dates set up. You can also see it in our websites and in your dashboard. So the recruitment season for meet and greet in June, we will run it online with our online event platforms. We have used it to run our career clinics like CV reviews and mock interviews and everything. We have tested it with like 600 students and also 200 employers last year, and it works really well. We're super proud of it. And if everything allows, finger crossed, we want to run the meet and greet in September in person. It's going to be in Wellington and also in Auckland, unfortunately. But we sometimes do have a small amount of scholarships for students who want to attend this, and we will be able to give more information about that closer to the day. So after meet and greet, so meet and greet is your opportunity to have full control of what employers that you want to explore. We usually tell students, do not just talk to the brand names that you already know, but leave sometimes to actually do some exploration, because there are a lot of amazing startups and companies out there that are so supportive, that has very good growth mindset culture, and it would be a good opportunity for you to actually get to know them. Who knows, you might actually work for them. So try not to limit yourself with only the list of employers that you already know. Have some open mind and explore what's out there and learn what are your opportunities, right? So the next step of recruitment is a speed interview. So this is going to be on the employer sides to choose who they want to talk more. Whether or not employers will participate in speed interviews, they will definitely have their own recruitment process happening alongside or after the Summer of Tech events. So speed interviews and all of the other type of interviews. This could include like technical tests, site visits, long form interviews, psychometrics, test, and also a reference check. So basically, this is just like normal recruitment process, because success for you at the end of the process is a job offer and an employment contract and a paid summer job. So recruitment season can be very, very busy, but we do have a lot of supports from our super mentors that will give you unbiased career advice if you are not quite sure about what to decide, especially around offers time. So employers will be able to send you an offer for a job as soon as they are ready. But for summer internships, they're usually going to be bulk offers on the offers day. So basically you will have 6 hours to decide whether or not you would like to take a role, but the mechanic of it will be able to share with you around the recruitment season. Cool. Another thing that we are doing is special events that we call Createcam. So Createcam is our hackathon events for software developers, designers, analytics, and all of those people, all of you who are interested to creating a cool app or website over the weekend with the support of mentors. And this is invitation only. The expression of interest will be open on the 10th of June. And we will be assessing your applications and, letting you know whether you are successful or not. And in the weekend, it will be very supportive, and you will be working with a lot of mentors coming through those employer organizations. Cool. I think that's it for my presentation. I would like to open it up for question and answer before we actually go to alumni panel. Are there any questions? Oh, cool. Thank you so much, Taras, for your questions there on the chat box. Will all of these roles be advertised on the job search page of Summer of Tech website? Yes. So you will be able to see all of the jobs that you want as long as you have a live profile. So once you have a live profiles, then you can attend meet and greets, speed interviews, apply to any jobs that you want, and be part of the Summer of Tech program. But you do not need to have a complete profile if you just want to attend some of the events. But if you want to really tap into the recruitment part of Summer of Tech, then a complete profile is required. It's just because that we want to make sure that you are eligible for our program, and also that your profile is in a good standing, because we need to balance out both experience of the student and the employers. Thank you for your question. I hope I answered that. Any other questions? All right. Well, I think we should just move into the alumni panel. Let's see if we have everyone. I have Daniela, Maria, and then Michael. Probably not here yet, but cool. So here are the alumni.
I'm here, actually.
Oh,
so it's in a different name. Yeah.
I see. Sorry, I didn't see that. Awesome. Kia ora, everyone. So we have Maria, full stack developer, intern at TradeMe. We have Michael, data intelligence intern at Spark. Daniela as the development intern at Figured Limited, and Mike, data and analytics platforms interns at BNZ. It's good to have so many different types of organizations that you work or are currently working at, and also 2 types of roles like data and also developers. I think I would start with just your self-introduction about what you actually studied or are studying in University of Canterbury, and where you are right now. Are you still a student, or are you working full-time in tech? Yeah, let us know. Anyone can start. Maybe Maria, you want to start first?
Yeah, I was going, right. Let me be brave. So I'm Maria. I guess you got it. But anyways, I'm actually a commerce student, information systems major, 3rd year, thank God. And now I'm just like doing 5 papers. So hopefully I will have most of my attention next semester to find another actually graduate opportunity, not internship anymore, but that's it. And I'm in Christchurch. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. Michael David, we have two Michael today.
Yeah, so I'm Michael David Robinson. I studied a master's in data science in the University of Canterbury. So I started as an intern in Spark and as a data intelligence analyst. Right now I'm in a full-time role with Spark. I'm in Christchurch now. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Dan, or Danila. I studied comp sci down at UC for 3 years, graduated last year, and so now I'm working full-time with Figured, who I interned with.
Lucky last. Hey guys, I'm Mike. I was at UC, obviously. I did a double major in computer science and data science, so just undergrad. Then I got an internship at BNZ in their data analytics platform. So I'm working as I'm in their what they call their acceleration program. So I'm basically kind of working as a like grad data engineer sort of role. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for that self-introductions. Give us a lot of context of what you're doing and also where you are in your journey. I think I would start with in what point in your study that you were thinking about, oh, it's time for me to start looking for opportunities or internships or something like that. And how did you come across Summer of Tech?
I can start
Can I
us
go
off
first?
if you'd like. You can go
You can
first
go.
if you want. Okay. So I started thinking about internships at the end of my second year of my comp sci degree, but I came in way too late. It was like October or November already when I started thinking about it. And I messaged one of my friends who I did choir with. He went through the Summer of Tech program as well, and he got a graduate role at Xero. Asked him how he got it, and he said, I went through Summer of Tech. And so I searched up Summer of Tech. This was, again, in November, and so there was nothing available. So I thought, well, can't really do much about this. I'll try again next year. And so I tried again at the beginning of 2021 and got some interviews in the winter season. But I didn't realize that they were looking for interns for the winter season as opposed to interviewing during winter for summer. So I didn't get any of those either because I hadn't graduated yet. And then finally, at the end of last year, I started properly searching for internships and got one with Figured.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Dan. I think, Maria, you wanted to share as well?
Yeah, sure. So I guess for me it was during the second year, right at the start. Not during the first one because I knew nothing at all. But then after that, like beginning of second year, I was already like Googling stuff. Then I came across Summer of Tech. I was like, sounds cool, you know, and got my profile running and then try to participate as much as possible in other bootcamps, of course. For me, would be the online ones, mostly behavioral ones, I guess, career and stuff, and CVs, and go for those, please. And yeah, and then at the end, I got the internship. So start early. That would be really good advice for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing that. So for Michael and Mike, I actually have another question. If I understand correctly, you were still in the company that you were interning at, is that correct? Yeah, so I would like to get your experience and also understand your story a little bit more. How was that internship went for you, and what was the process to kind of staying on with the company? What is there a strategy, or is it something that you talk about with the employers early on during your interview as an intern? If there is a future career pathway, I'm super interested in knowing how you convert internships into a permanent role. So go for gold.
Mike, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, man. I'll go first.
Yeah.
So when I was interviewing, because I was in my final year, a lot of the interviewers were specifically looking for people in their final year. So even though they didn't have it in the posting, but in the interviews and the speed interviews, they were specifically asking like, hey, are you interested in, possibly staying on? What's your plans next year, sort of thing? Are you returning to study? And the majority of BNZ grads, they were looking for grads. So the majority of the people actually stayed on as grads. There was about 17 of us out of 25 stayed on as graduates. So they made it quite clear that they were looking for more people to actually stay on. It was a pretty natural process from the internship through to the what they call like the acceleration grad program. So as long as you kind of don't screw up too bad, you're pretty much guaranteed a grad role. Yeah, it's pretty supportive. I had a really good time on my internship. Kind of you figure out where you want to go during the internship, and you can decide if you want to stay on as a grad or change teams or whatever. I know different companies do it a little bit differently, but here you have to wait for you go on for either 1 year grad program or a permanent grad program, depending if you can be placed in a team or not. So as soon as you finish being an intern, you either get assigned to a team as a permanent employee, or you go on to like a 1 year grad role where they try and find you a permanent team during that time. Yeah, that was basically my journey where I am now.
Yeah, I'll start now. So I didn't go for a graduate role. So I was initially I went as an intern through Summer of Tech only. So I'm always thankful for that, for this website especially, and you guys. So when I was hired, one thing I want to say for all the future interns through this is, things won't be always as the way you expected there. You may face a lot of challenging situations. So if you are in a mood to get into a permanent role into that company, you should prove your worth there. So that's what I did there. So they hired me as an intern, and after 1 week of my performance, my boss came in a Zoom call like this or in a Teams call and told me, see, I have hired you as an intern, but getting into a permanent role is purely in your hand, and you have to prove your worth not only to me but to the whole team. And if you have this in mind, you will automatically perform. And that's how I made it to the permanent role. So the challenges you may face may be many, but even if you get a spark of idea to break through the challenge and you convey it to your team, it's all about teamwork there, not just about you. And if your team is implementing an idea, so they value that idea much more. You don't have to be too technical, and you don't have to be a full stack or something else to solve the whole problem. Even a spark is enough, and that's what they're looking towards. So I was solving a bit of major problems there, and that's what they found. And finally, they told, okay, we'll hire this guy and give him a permanent role. That's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I think a lot of the times when I'm talking to students or candidates, there are a lot of them who are just not quite sure how to build the confidence when it comes to talk to employers, and also what kind of things that they need to tell the employers, like about the skills. But talking about someone's skills is one thing, but talking about how you actually applied and gained those skills and demonstrating it is another one, right? So I'm just wondering if you have any tips around that when reflecting on your journey, when you met with your future employers. Did you talk to them about your projects, or did you talk to them about your uni assignments? On what are the things that helped you to make that first impressions to employers? I'll go with Dan first.
Yeah, great. To be honest, I think that what helped me through the interviews isn't really talking about my skills, but more my passions and my hobbies. And being able to show them sort of through that I can communicate ideas and all of these soft skills that you're not necessarily taught through an algorithms course. However, that being said, I think another one of the big things that secured me my internship was taking group projects during university. And if you're not taking group projects, there's the Createcam that Summer of Tech does. I also did that, and that was actually a really big help as well. Any sort of work you can talk about where you worked as a team on a singular goal altogether, and preferably through some kind of agile scrum process that looks really, really good to the employers. Senge 302 in particular is like perfect. So if you guys, if you can take software engineering 302 as a paper in your third year, please do.
Who wants to go next?
I can go next if you want. I took a kind of different approach to what I did. A lot of the employers were just asking for the ability to kind of learn how to do the job. They weren't expecting any prior experience. So what I did was, in the initial, I'd like read what their posting was about. In the initial interview, I'd be like, even if I didn't know anything about the role, I would kind of be like, yeah, I don't know, but I'm really keen to learn. And then they'd kind of explain a bit about it. And then when I have another interview with them or talk with them, or I'd send them an email and be like, hey, I've done a bit of learning on this sort of subject. So for like BNZ, they talked about Snowflake, how they're moving into Snowflake as a global data warehouse. And so when I had the speed interview with them, I brought that up, like, hey, I've started learning this, it's really cool. And they're like, oh yeah. And then we had like a huge long conversation about it. And that was kind of like what sealed the deal, that I could, I was keen to learn and pick up because I knew nothing about anything they were doing. I had a completely different skill set, but they were like, yep, as long as you're happy to learn, we want you. And that's, well, they've said for like all their interns, they will teach you everything you need to know, as long as you're happy to learn. So yeah, other than that, they also like projects, yeah, rather than kind of grades.
Maria or Michael?
Yeah, I can go. First, I second which all of you said already, because that's mostly it, I think. But for me, it would be a little bit different. Like, I see my classmates freaking out, and I did too. That's fine. Oh, I don't have like I don't know, a big GitLab account or anything like that. I have nothing there either. I just have like a couple of uni projects, and then maybe some very, very small ones that I did with Udemy or other online courses, because there's stuff that we don't get from uni and there's no helping it, especially if it's like mobile content, for instance, right? And then it's just like you said, like you have to convince them that you are willing to learn, and most of them know that you don't know, you don't have that much experience, they just want to trust you to go and find it and figure it out, and they will even help you with that too. So that's like no point in panicking about it already. And like for building confidence when you are looking for the internship, one thing that took me a while to realize, I have to be like realistic about what I can do and what I cannot do, and then really go through all the vacancies there. Okay, this seems okay, but then if there's this one role that you feel it's asking for too much stuff, and if you feel that's going to be stressful, I don't care how awesome the company is supposed to be, your mental health should be first. So you don't have to match everything there. I try to aim for now maybe 70% at least. Before I would try 100, and that turns out it's not possible. No one knows everything, and I guess if you get 70, it's already a lot. You are lucky. And some will just say, okay, are you willing to learn? Yes. And then when I actually left, my internship ended, I did ask, like, why did you pick me? Because, well, it was the end. I could ask because I could not regret it anymore. I was done already. And it's like, okay, it was your vibe. So yeah, the soft skills, research the company, try to see their values, mission aligns with anything that you also believe in. So when they are talking to you, they will get it, you know. It's not the same standard thing that you say for every other employee. Do some work. It's not gonna be easy. Unfortunately, you have to put some effort into it, but it's worth it, you know. Go for the few companies that you really think you can, you know, that you agree with them. And I guess they will get it from the talk, even for the meet and greet. And then if you get the speed interviews too, it will be that much easier because you know you are in the same vibe. Again, it's true. Go for the soft bootcamps. Don't freak out about tech stuff all the time, you know, because it's of course it's important. I'm not saying that, but the other one is overrated and it's so much important too. Anyways, I guess that would be it.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria. Michael.
Yeah, since I back all of them and all of them have touched on the soft skills, so I will speak a little about the technical skills and side of that. So you have to speak about things which you are actually confident. For example, if you're a good Python programmer, you can speak a little bit about that. And if you have done any POC, proof of concept, or small projects with that, please talk about them. And I would also highly recommend you put that project in your CV, not just words, along with the GitHub link. Or if you have done a visualization project in Tableau or Power BI, you can give that link, that public link of that, so that, you know, even before interviewing you, the recruiter has a chance to go and see what you have done there. And be ready to share your screen and walk through them in what you have done, and be confident in that. Put only those things which you are confident with, not just you are semi-confident with. Those things will highly improve your chances of getting selection. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much all for sharing those. Now I'm actually also interested to hear about your actual internship experience. So, you know, like we, Summer of Tech, are really encouraging and actually making it kind of mandatory to employers to give the proper supports and also mentorships to the interns. And did you feel that kind of a level of mentorship was actually reflected throughout your internships? And also, if there are any memorable moments that you would like to share with us today, that will be awesome too. Should I choose someone, or maybe Mike, you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So the support was really good for my internship here. I had another intern with me who went back to study. So there was two of us sort of in my domain, which was really good to bounce ideas off, but everyone had like at least another intern within their vicinity. And there was quite a few sort of like intern meetups, and we had a really kind of structured like intern leader who kind of guided us, and any problems we had, we sort of get them solved there. Every one of us got matched with a sort of senior developer or senior engineer, and they would be like our main support. So everyone had like a proper buddy, but you also had like a people leader. So you had the technical side, you had the sort of mental, social well-being side. Memorable parts is probably you just learn so much. Like more like, you know, 3 months here is like the same learning you do all year at uni, because you're just doing it all day, every day. You just pick up even just like little things, just new technologies. It's it's completely different to uni. It's hard to describe, but yeah.
Just sort of picking off where Mike ended there, you will learn way more in your job than you will at uni. Like, assume that you know nothing about the technologies. At least this was my experience. Maybe if you do a master's and a PhD, it might be different, but I I had a fair bit of background in PHP and Java and Vue.js, and the stack that we use at Figured is Vue and PHP. And the amount I learned probably in my first month was way more than I had learned in my entire year doing a group project with Sense 302. So assume that you know absolutely nothing when you go into the job, and learn as much as you can, because it'll really astound you how much knowledge you can pick up in such a short amount of time. In terms of memorable moments, though, there was I was very lucky with the internship that I got, because everybody has such an angel. They're all so lovely, including the CEO. And at the Christmas party, we all got drunk. I was about 12 champagne glasses in, and they were rounding everyone up to start to go home. Well, for me to start to go home, for them to go to a different club, because I was blackout wasted, unfortunately, at this work event. And that was probably my highlight, to be honest. Everybody like supporting each other in very vulnerable times when you're still sort of just a stranger, being able to feel comfortable with them. I think that's pretty important. Figured definitely allowed me to do that.
Yeah, on going from my side, the support and mentorship offered both from Summer of Tech and my company was really great. So whenever I had questions regarding when my offer letter will come, why it's taking some time, all these things, Summer of Tech, they helped me a lot. On the other hand, when I entered the company, my chapter lead was so helpful, and they were always reachable to you. And Spark is one of the most flexible companies in New Zealand, and it's a native of New Zealand company. And the competitor is Vodafone, which is an MNC. So Spark is more flexible than any other company which I have ever seen. So if, for example, if you have a personal work during your daytime in IRD or something else, I don't have to inform anyone. I just go and complete that. If it takes 1 hour, I compensate that during my evening time. Nobody's going to ask me. So it works on a pure trust basis. I haven't seen such flexibility anywhere else. Starting from that to salary negotiations and everything, they were so transparent, and they were guiding, you should ask this, that, and these are the benefits. So when I entered the company, they told these are the benefits that you are going to get, and this is the person whom you have to contact, and everything was perfect. So the most memorable part of the internship journey is the day I got my offer letter through Summer of Tech, and I was, that was the last day for last year. It was in October, and that particular day was the last day to get the offer letters and everything. So I was counting on it, fingers crossed. So that was my last interview also. So and I got it at the last day by morning 11 a.m. I got the message in my phone that, you're being selected for this position. So that was the most memorable thing in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I will start with the memorable thing. For me, it would be offers too. I was just like, what? I got it, can't believe it. Yeah, I can, like freaking out a little, but then super happy and super glad. And then also for the support at Trade Me, I mean, everyone was so cool. We had a couple of interns, I guess. I'm not sure of the numbers, but I guess more than 10, I think. But a bunch in Wellington and another bunch in Auckland, and I was the only one in Christchurch. So, but every week we had these meetings online at least. So because of the HR person would organize that. And then in office, I would have this manager, which was a senior developer, and then a buddy, which was supposed to be, the one I can go to first, sit by my side, blah, blah, blah. And then actually he left and changed jobs, and it was like, oh no, who went? I don't know, like I didn't want to bother anyone because I didn't know if they had all signed up to having me there. So I was a bit awkward, but that was totally unnecessary. Everyone was super nice, and even if I wasn't sure, I could definitely go and, hey, do you have a minute? Can you help me? Do you know anything about that? And they were all super cool for pair programming and stuff. No one made me feel stupid because I was always feeling stupid, like imposter syndrome. All heavy, but that just because like my head, not because of the treatment there, because it was always super, super nice, everyone. And yeah, and all the time it's like, I guess when you are there, you try to not be like doing nothing, which is hard, but that can happen, especially at the first few weeks where if there's a long process, you don't know what you are going to do. And they paid me to do this Angular training, and I was, oh, fine. And okay, now what do I do, you know? And while they are figuring things for you to do, because you are actually working on the same tasks they are working, it's not a side project, it's on the stuff on the website. In my case, was for the motors mostly. And then if you think that you're not doing enough, you can just go there, hey, what you doing? And they will talk to you about what they are working on, and then you get to learn even more. So it's like busy all the time, super cool. And I guess that would be it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your internship experience.
I'm not
Seems like
crying.
it's a
There's something in my
positive one. You're not crying. Anyway, so one last chance if anyone in the room would like to ask the alumni today, but I'm sure, you know, I will be really open if you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn or something like that. So just please feel free. We also have quite a lot of resources that we will share as well. I think for the reflection part of the panel sessions before we wrap up, I would like to ask everyone here, knowing all of the information that you know now and your journey and all of the ups and downs and where you are now, like if you go back to where you were in your first year of study, what would you do differently?
I personally would take more fun electives and not stress as much as at uni, knowing that grades, while they do matter, they don't, getting good grades isn't the end all be all. And so, you know, take care of your mental health, enjoy your life while you still have it, and don't stress about getting a job because you'll probably get it.
Thank you, Dan. Yeah, mental health and well-being is very important. And also, even like if you're already in tech and if you're a student, if you're feeling burnout, I don't know if you know, but there is trained counselors that you can call 1737. So feel free to try to give that a call. Yeah, so the other alumni, would you change something if you could go back in time, knowing what you know now?
No, I guess I'm happy with what I did because I took advantage of all the support you guys offered, and I don't regret it because I know I did all that was to do, at least on my, reach. So that would be mostly like, I will do it again this year. Actually, I want to go back to training or actually get a job at the end. So yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy and satisfied with what I got, even actually surprised sometimes, like, oh yeah, and when I start freaking out now about next, season, then I remember, oh, wait, you did it, you can do it again. And then I will go back to that mental health thing. Really, don't freak out when applying. Think about the jobs. If you think they are asking for more than you can handle, and that's just like, because I've seen jobs somewhere else that would ask stuff, and then I would just read it. Okay, if I had it, I would not be looking for an internship. I would be looking for a full-time role already, not an internship. Because some I just don't. Then you don't go through that. Save yourself. That's it.
Yeah, mine was don't be afraid to apply for like roles that you might not think you're like super interested in. Don't apply, like I applied for lots of data science roles, but I ended up getting a lot of data engineering roles in the end. I didn't think I was super interested in data engineering. I kind of just like, need someone to fill the space, I'll apply for these ones. And it turns out I really, really love it. Yeah, and so don't just kind of pigeonhole yourself into one sort of role, kind of get a variety of them if you can, because I mean, you can always change.
Yeah, to add his Mike's point, I was predominantly interested only in data engineering and data scientist roles. But what I am doing now is data intelligence analyst. It's a combination of business analysis and using statistical tools and all other programming languages to get the most out of your data, and automatic pipelines and all these things will follow. So finally, it comes to what you really love and not just what you think it's okay, this is going to be heaven. That's what I was thinking. Data engineering is heaven for me. That's what my thinking was. But when I get into that role, this role, and I feel that, this is where I want to be actually, and I am happy with that. And after that, I got an associate engineer job in Westpac, which I politely refused to take because I'm happy with what I am now. So answering your point, if I have to go back in time and to change something, the only thing which I will be doing is, I have wasted a lot of time in my college days. I will never do that because time and tide wait for no man. I will never do that. That's the only thing which I do. Yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of those. I really appreciate it. So I just want to summarize, I guess, what the alumni have shared. I think first thing is to brush up on your communication skills, like try to communicate clearly of what you're looking for, what your interests are, and what are your passions. And most importantly, try to connect with the employers in a meaningful way. Try to do your research. Don't ask them about, so what does your company do? No, that's probably not a best way, but probably ask them about like, why do you like working in your company, or what kind of like cool technologies or projects that you can share with me right now, or what kind of like career pathways for someone like me to thrive and grow with your company. And so that leads to asking the good questions. And lastly, ask for help along the way. There are a lot of supports around you, like Chris here from the career services in UC, and also Aaron, and all of these people are able to help you and give you the support if you need to. So leverage all of those services, and also Summer of Tech, and also all of the alumni are here for you. So if you want to be part of our program, the way that you can reach out to us is through this areas, and also you can scan that QR code. It will take you directly to our community Slack channel, where there are a lot of students and also alumni, mentors, and employers. So if you need help, for example, about, I'm not really sure how to apply for this role because I don't have the skills required, can you tell me about what this role is? And then someone will be able to help you. Or if you need someone to help you with side projects or something, there might be a possibility for you to leverage the community as well. So that's it from Summer of Tech. Thank you so much, University of Canterbury, for having us. And thank you for the 4 alumni for joining me today and taking the time out of your busy day. I will hand it over to Chris.
Hey, thank you very much, Yekti, and thanks very much, Dan, Mike, Maria. It's just, great information and really, really helpful. Thank you very much. And just a reminder to those students that are watching that this has been recorded and that you can go back and look at it on our YouTube channel, or alternatively to let others know that about the value of this session that's been presented by Summer of Tech. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye. Have a lovely afternoon.
Yeah. All the best, guys.
Yeah. Kia ora.